Hey everyone, it's me from a little later than you see in the rest of the video. I just got off work for the week, so I'm thoroughly tired and soul drained, meaning I've got a bit of a perspective and attitude shift compared to what you'll be seeing shortly. After revisiting some parts of the video in my current state, I came to the conclusion they were a bit lacking. Normally this would be enough for me to simply not finish or upload the video at all, a fate that has befallen many unreleased cuts. But for reasons explained later in this video, I've become somewhat more lenient with such calls. So I thought it'd be neat to instead pop in here and there to share my current thoughts and maybe add a little more substance. And by that I mean criticize myself relentlessly while entertaining you all with the juxtaposition. Alright, on to the cringe compilation. Oh yeah, it's the green screen of bad opinions, baby. Just kidding. Maybe, guess you'll have to watch to find out. I wanted to show some of the photos my cousin took though, since I think they're really choice. If you're wondering why I'm in this little box and not transparent, it's because I actually don't like using the green screen all that much, since getting the lighting correct can be kind of finicky. It's not nearly as nice in my opinion as having something more dramatic looking like this. You know, just feels a lot nicer, but I really do like these photos, so, you know. That aside, you might have noticed something else. That's right, I can finally stand up in my videos. Got a new tripod to replace my old jank one, which couldn't quite capture my freakish height unless I was at a distance. Here's a fun fact. Every time prior where it looks like I'm standing in one of my videos, I'm actually squatting so that I stay in frame. Except of course in my most controversial video, Microwave Cat, where I had my lovely assistant Judson, who is of similar gargantuan stature, take turns with me holding the camera between scenes. Even when I'm sitting, I would have to tilt my head a little or lean forward so the top of my head wouldn't get cut out. But anyway, we got another video this week. That's right, I thought I'd start spoiling you guys some more. Felt kind of cute today and my hair was inexplicably more relaxed, so yeah, I thought why not. I also already planned on trying to crank out some more stuff like the last few videos in between my more scripted, structured ones. Glad you all liked the beans video so much also. Except these two. Don't think I don't see you. I know who you are. I'm coming for you. I really wanted to make an effort to upload more this year, so it's nice to hear what I put out so far is being received well. What's that you say? It's already March and I've actually already amassed a collective 3 weeks of gaps between uploading? I think it's actually been an entire month at this point, if not longer by the time it takes for this to actually get out. Well, as some of you might remember, contrary to my behemoth stature, I am very Asian, so my new year wasn't until the 12th. Which means really, I'm ahead of schedule and the previous uploads were my gifts to you despite one of them being put up on my actual birthday. You impatient little goblin. But yeah, I got tired of just accumulating sadness and stress through all of last year, and I remembered making videos is fun, so I figured I might as well try to find some time between my 70+ hour work weeks to extract some enjoyment out of them. I've also accepted that due in part to what I just mentioned, I'm somewhat limited in operating alone with what time I have free, and have warmed up to accepting help and advice from others, most of which is in the form of topics condensed into this handy dandy notebook I use to keep from straying into a 40-minute rant on every subject. Which means some of my videos, like this one, will just have me conveying the smaller events and thoughts I encounter over a shorter period of time in a less focused fashion. Meaning you should definitely let me know what you want to see more of, otherwise I will continue barraging you with a mix-up of incongruent topics ranging from political commentary to outright shitposting all in a single video. Of course I might still do that regardless, but you know. Speaking of which, another quick shout out to coronavirus. I've mentioned it in most of my recent videos to escalating levels of distress, and it's still an issue a year later. Granted, there's some decent progress being made recently with the vaccines and relief being provided, so you know, there's that. Some would argue we could still do better, but having this over nothing at all, which many lawmakers were and are still pushing, feels like a step up in my opinion. It's nice to have some realistic prospects of being able to see people again, rather than only worrying about if they'll still be there for us too. I really miss my homies. It's been some time since I've seen many of my friends, like this guy, or this gender non-specific person, or these dudes. I miss all of them dearly. I know some of them watch my stuff, so this is just to let them know I still think of them all the time. Will I have the courage to overcome my nerves and message any of them first? Who knows? I'm an adult who's capable of growing some semblance of facial hair, so I may simply not contact them for several more years. Or ever again. On that note, many of you might have noticed I don't have a beard anymore. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up after all, and I wanted to please the missus. Just kidding, I am comically alone. I shaved because I received a light compliment from my coworker, and being the overly conscious person I am, I didn't know how to process it for the entire day, and eventually came to the conclusion it made more sense to just get rid of the point of conversation entirely so I wouldn't get brain locked again. I still think I look okay though. If not a bit younger. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you prefer this or the Bro Kojima look I had going on for a while? Let me know in the comments. Oh crap, I forgot to mention something already. Sorry, I'm not used to using this as much as I should. I'm probably gonna get yelled about that later. So I actually had a few videos that I already planned and filmed, which I was picking away at before tragedy struck. A few days ago, before I made the beans video, in a freak act of what I can only attribute to some sort of divine judgment, my storage devices and cloud, which held all the footage and backups I'd made over the past 7 years, had been subject to tampering, wiping just about everything I had. The audio you hear in the beans video was in fact all I was really able to salvage, and I figured I might as well make use of it somehow. It was incredibly heartbreaking. I lost several projects, nearly a decade of unuploaded irreplaceable memories, and most importantly, a bunch of blackmail. I'm just kidding about that last part, probably. You'll never know now, I guess. But yeah, it was a huge bummer, and I get sad every time I think about it. I was gonna upload some con vlogs from MagFest and Katsucon of last year on the days they were supposed to happen this year. Also Colossal Con Part 2 and a Tony special, but now none of those are gonna happen. I think I even had footage of the last time Judson ever smiled too, and I'm afraid it being destroyed will have some sort of Dorian Gray effect on him, and he'll suddenly get his happiness back all at once. And given the depths of Frown Town he's reached by now in his pursuit of obtaining the perfect millennial form, this might actually kill him, so praying for you, buddy. I stubbed my big toe so bad, the nail was ripped off. Again. Yeah, I'm actually, much as I'm loath to admit, a little clumsy, but to my credit, it is understandably difficult at times for me to flop around my clown shoes fitting size 13 archless feet with perfect precision. I may even stumble into the next topic. I hate you so much, you unfunny bastard. Look at all this work you're making me do. If I could, I'd go back and kick your ass. Instead, I have to just settle with fucking up your life for later. You probably noticed, but not even I think I'm very funny. I have no idea why even the few hundred of you that do at this point still watch me. Sorry, I'm trying to get better at not beating myself up thanks to people like my man over here. Hopefully I put it up later. That shower me with praises and say I'm deserving of attention. It's very flattering and it makes me feel good inside. Not used to this. It's okay to make fun of me too. I'm an easy target. Here, I'll even make it easier by commenting on an ostensibly controversial topic. That stuff with GameStop stock is pretty neat. Or at least it was until posts reminiscent of discussions on QAnon predictions began flooding the front page of Reddit. Seeing a bunch of people invest what little they have during hard times without proper knowledge on how stock and brokerages actually work, believing they'll either cash out big at this point or even manage to scratch hedge funds, let alone make them bleed through some sort of group effort, is pretty sad actually. It's gotten to the point where the memes went from being funny and endearing to sort of culty and making me feel super uncomfortable knowing people's life savings stand in the balance. Which is weird, because you'd think I'd be desensitized to stuff like this by now. Turns out I'm not the unfeeling sociopath my father wanted me to be. Of course, I might just not be giving these people enough credit. I mean, they did get 5 seconds on a Super Bowl commercial after all. Plus all those billionaires supported them. You know, those dudes who make more money than you would given thousands of lifetimes, who definitely have more in common with retail investors than hedge fund managers. I should probably stop there. I don't really have much else to say about this without sounding mean or treading uncomfortably close to ableism, which will cause my manager Carnex to yell at me, so I'm just gonna move on. Now, it's important to note that this dumbass also happens to own AMC stock, so it wouldn't necessarily be ableism so much as making an observation based on well-researched behavior. Trying to cut down on bummer videos. Or so I thought. Another YouTuber pranked themselves to death. I won't mention their name or the details, just trust me that it's a sad situation all around. You know what? This is a good time to talk a bit about creator responsibility, since both this and the Robinhood stuff just happened. So to me, it seems like there has always been two paths you can go down as a content creator based on your goals and intentions. One is the safe, stable path of reviews, tutorials, unboxing, documentation, and the like. These things achieve in retaining integrity and consistency where they may lack in immediate profitability and flashiness. The other is the inherently more risky, albeit stimulating path, which could be straight into at any moment, where one would instead stake their reputation and potentially their well-being for expedited heights, returns, and attention, which is why it tends to be more appealing. While one can certainly platform themselves along this path responsibly, it's all too common for people to instead take advantage of or misinform others for money or social capital. Participating in acts such as pranks, selling tabloids as reporting, political grifting, and boxing matches. It is a crowd that I myself had loosely associated with some time back, and it is a stink that I may never be able to wash off. In fact, at this point, my body is so well adjusted to circulating the poisonous cocktail of pure clout, drama, and toxicity that frankly, I'm not sure if I can even function without them anymore. My brain has turned into a swirling soup of contempt, and I am now more compelled to focus on the things I dislike and how to thoroughly criticize them over how I can improve my experiences with them or promote the things I actually enjoy. This developed habit was supposed to keep me from becoming too intoxicated with the things I like and ignoring their faults, but I'm afraid that by effectively training myself to look for negatives, I may just be turning into a hater. So nowadays, I find that to avoid this, I ironically have to more often stress test my thoughts and stances so as to not be caught up in the initial emotional responses I have to things in media and entertainment. And it can be hard, since this means I also have to face the person I was just a short while ago, where I was of the mindset that caused me to be grouped among the likes of dishonest actors who can't so much as read an article past the headline or cite sources other than tweets and op-eds. I'm already guilty by association for choosing to stay on this platform, so as much as I'd like to rebrand as an unboxing or sketch comedy channel and pretend I've never flirted with the unsavory side of content creation, I have a responsibility to hold myself accountable for my participation. And the only way to do that is to make a good effort in not repeating any of the same mistakes, which at the very least should lessen their frequency moving forward. I'm of the belief that if more creators were to follow such conduct, it would make more clear the potential dangers and shame that would befall those who don't, ultimately making it less enticing for others to want to emulate or witness such tactless acts in the future. What's transpired in these short couple of years should have set at least a few major figures straight with how important reach, rhetoric, and research is. The 3 Re's, as they're known. Having all of them makes you responsible. Having at least 2 makes you respectable. But if you've only got 1 or less, then you're just a
You're playing with fire and you need to stop. That is not okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, be better.
Edgy humor is something I'm still struggling with, and it's probably why I wouldn't last as a streamer.
One behind the orange car. What the hell was that? The potato was fucking insane. I was holding it so fucking straight.
Oh, gosh darn it. Might still try it anyway, who knows. Never too late to broaden your horizons. And for that reason, I am being encouraged by my associates to promote myself more. Had some hang-ups about it since I already have a job, but then I remembered I love money and attention, and it'd be rude of me to deny those willing to throw it into my open mouth. So be sure to support me. I have a bunch of ways for you to do so, which I will happily link, but all I really ask is for you to stay tuned and let me know your thoughts. So that's the video, I guess, and see you all next time. Watching my own videos is so painful. It's like how you feel ashamed of yourself after watching some really gross porn. No matter what, you can't change the fact that for a moment, you enjoyed what was happening. I actually stole that incredibly apt comparison from someone else, but it doesn't matter so long as I don't credit them, so don't worry about who it was. And you're just a reprobate. Oh man, I'm probably gonna get yelled at for that later.